They knew it was coming. Some said it out loud. Some wrote it down. Some told a friend, a journalist, or a camera. And then the thing they described happened exactly the way they said it would. In this video, we visit the graves of people who predicted their own death. Mark Twain died April 21st, 1910, age 74. Buried at Woodlawn Cemetery, Elmira, New York. Born 2 weeks after Halley's Comet in 1835, told his biographer in 1909, "I came in with Halley's Comet and I expect to go out with it." The comet reached its closest approach on April 20th, 1910, and Twain died the following day. Bob Marley died May 11th, 1981, age 36. Buried at a mausoleum at 9 Mile, St. Anne Parish, Jamaica. Diagnosed with melanoma under his toenail in 1977 and told to amputate but refused on religious grounds, saying my life is only important if I can help plenty people. Continued touring as the cancer spread to his lungs, liver, stomach, and brain. Died on a flight home to Jamaica. Abraham Lincoln died April 15th, 1865, age 56. Buried at Oak Ridge Cemetery, Springfield, Illinois. Told his bodyguard, Ward Hill Lamon, about a dream in which he walked through the White House and found a corpse lying in state. Asked a guard who had died and was told the president was killed by an assassin. Days later, John Wilkes Booth shot him at Ford's Theater. Jimi Hendrix died September 18th, 1970, age 27. Buried at Greenwood Memorial Park, Renton, Washington. Told a journalist in 1969, "I'm not sure I will live to be 28 years old," and frequently referenced death in his lyrics. Died at 27 in a London flat, having choked on his own vomit after ingesting barbiturates. His memorial in Renton features a granite dome and engraved lyrics. Hank Williams died January 1st, 1953, age 29. Buried at Oakwood Cemetery Annex, Montgomery, Alabama. Told his mother, "I'll never get out of this world alive," which became the title of one of his last recordings. Found dead in the back seat of his Cadillac on New Year's Day, on the way to a show. The song reached #1 the month he died. Buddy Holly died February 3rd, 1959, age 22. Buried at City of Lubbock Cemetery, Lubbock, Texas. His bassist, Waylon Jennings, gave up his seat on the charter plane, and Holly jokingly said, "I hope your old bus freezes up," Jennings replied. "Well, I hope your old plane crashes." The plane went down in an Iowa cornfield minutes later, killing Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. Jennings carried the guilt until his own death in 2002. John Lennon died December 8th, 1980, age 40. Cremated, ashes scattered in Central Park, New York. Told Playboy, in 1980, "I'm not interested in being a dead hero," and told his assistant he sometimes felt he would be shot by a fan. Mark David Chapman shot him 4 times outside the Dakota. The man who expected to be killed by a fan was killed by a fan. Princess Diana died August 31st, 1997, age 36. Buried on an island at Althorpe Estate, Northamptonshire, England. Wrote to her butler, Paul Burrell, in October 1996. "My husband is planning an accident in my car, brake failure, and serious head injury. Killed in a car crash in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel 10 months later. The official inquest ruled it was caused by negligent driving and pursuing paparazzi. But the letter she wrote has never been explained." Sharon Tate died August 9th, 1969, age 26. Buried at Holy Cross Cemetery, Culver City, California. Told friends in the months before her murder about recurring nightmares of a figure standing over her bed and being unable to escape her home. Stabbed 16 times by Manson family members while 8 months pregnant. Whether the nightmares were premonitions or retrospective construction of grief remains debated. Sam Kinison died April 10th, 1992, age 38. Buried at Memorial Park Cemetery, Tulsa, Oklahoma. The screaming comedian was struck head-on by a pickup truck on a desert highway. Witnesses reported he spoke to someone no one else could see, saying, "I don't want to die," then after a pause said, "But why? Okay, okay, okay," and was gone. His friend Carl Lebove, following in another car, witnessed the entire scene. Aaliyah died August 25th, 2001, age 22. Entombed at Ferncliff Cemetery, Hartsdale, New York. told MTV in the weeks before her death about recurring dreams about flying and planes, always nervous about small aircraft, died when an overloaded Cessna crashed shortly after takeoff from a Bahamas music video shoot. Whether her dreams were premonitions or the anxiety of a woman already afraid of flying cannot be known. Nipsey Hussle died March 31st, 2019, age 33. Buried at Forest Lawn Hollywood Hills, Los Angeles, California. Said in a 2018 interview, "The risk of being in the area that I'm in, I already know it, but I'd rather be here and provide resources to the community than be somewhere safe." Shot outside his Marathon clothing store on Slauson and Crenshaw by a man from the neighborhood. His funeral procession stretched 25 miles. Jim Morrison died July 3, 1971, age 27. Buried at Père Lachaise Cemetery, Paris, France. Obsessed with death throughout his career, writing about it in nearly every album and telling friends and interviewers he did not expect a long life. Told his manager he wanted to join the 27 Club before the term existed. Died in a bathtub in Paris at 27 with no autopsy performed. Nostradamus died July 2nd, 1566, age 62. Buried at the Collegiate Church of Saint-Laurent, Salon de Provence, France. Published Les Prophéties in 1555, containing 942 quatrains that have been interpreted as predicting everything from the Great Fire of London to Napoleon to Hitler, told his secretary. The night before his death, "You will not find me alive at sunrise." Found dead the next morning, sitting beside his bed. Edgar Allan Poe died October the 7th, 1849, age 40. Buried at Westminster Hall and Burying Ground, Baltimore, Maryland. Wrote obsessively about premature burial, death, and the thin line between life and oblivion throughout his career. Found delirious on a Baltimore street wearing someone else's clothes. Died 4 days later from causes never determined. His final words were, "Lord help my poor soul." Sylvia Plath died February 11th, 1963, age 30. Buried at Heptonstall Churchyard, Heptonstall, West Yorkshire, England. Wrote in her poem, "Lady Lazarus dying is an art like everything else. I do it exceptionally well, having survived a previous suicide attempt at 20, placed her head in the gas oven of her London flat after sealing the kitchen to protect her sleeping children. Her gravestone has been repeatedly vandalized by visitors who object to the inscription bearing her married name, Hughes." Virginia Woolf died March 28, 1941, age 59. Buried in the garden at Monk's House, Rodmell, East Sussex, England. Wrote in her suicide note to her husband Leonard, "I feel certain that I am going mad again, and I shan't recover this time." Filled her overcoat pockets with stones and walked into the River Ouse near their home, her body not found for 3 weeks, her ashes buried beneath an elm tree in their garden. Amy Winehouse died July 23rd, 2011, age 27. Buried at Edgware Bury Cemetery, Edgware, London, England. Told her mother Janice years before her death that if she died young, she wanted people to know she had been loved. Her blood alcohol level was 5 times the legal limit. When she was found dead in bed, a statue in Camden Market where she lived serves as the pilgrimage site. Richie Valens died February 3rd, 1959, age 17. Buried at San Fernando Mission Cemetery, Mission Hills, California. Had a lifelong fear of flying after 2 planes collided above his schoolyard in Pacoima, killing 3 students. Died in the same plane crash as Buddy Holly, when he won a coin toss against guitarist Tommy Allsup for the final seat. The boy who was terrified of planes after watching one fall from the sky died in one. Chris Cornell died May 18th, 2017, age 52. Buried at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, Los Angeles, California. Wrote extensively about death and depression throughout his career. The final track on Soundgarden's final album, King Animal, was Rowing, performed a full concert at the Fox Theater in Detroit hours before hanging himself in his hotel room at the MGM Grand. Selena Quintanilla died March 31st, 1995, age 23. Buried at Seaside Memorial Park, Corpus Christi, Texas. Her father Abraham warned her repeatedly that Yolanda Saldivar was dangerous and confronting her would end badly. Selena went to the Days Inn to recover financial documents and was shot in the back as she tried to leave. Her posthumous album debuted at #1. Dimebag Darrell died December 8, 2004, age 38, buried at Moore Memorial Gardens, Arlington, Texas. Received death threats after Pantera's breakup from fans who blamed him, told friends and bandmates he was concerned about his safety at live shows, shot 5 times on stage during a Damageplan concert by a deranged fan, buried in a Kiss casket donated by Gene Simmons. John F. Kennedy died November 22, 1963, age 46, buried at Arlington National Cemetery, Virginia. Told his wife Jackie on the morning of November 22nd, while looking at a newspaper ad attacking his visit to Dallas, "If somebody wants to shoot me from a window with a rifle, nobody can stop it." Hours later, Lee Harvey Oswald fired from a 6th-floor window on Elm Street. Martin Luther King Jr. died April 4, 1968, age 39, buried at the Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park, Atlanta, Georgia. Told a crowd at the Mason Temple in Memphis the night before his assassination, "I've seen the Promised Land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the Promised Land." Shot on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel the following evening. Malcolm X died February 21, 1965, age 39, buried at Ferncliff Cemetery, Hartsdale, New York. Told journalist Alex Haley during the writing of his autobiography, "I probably will be dead before this book is in print because the Nation of Islam wanted him dead." Shot 21 times at the Audubon Ballroom in Manhattan. The autobiography published 8 months after his assassination. Julius Caesar died March 15th, 44 BC, age 55. Cremated, ashes interred at the Temple of Dives Iulius, Roman Forum, Rome. According to Suetonius, his wife Calpurnia dreamed of his murder the night before and begged him not to go to the Senate. A soothsayer had also warned him to beware the Ides of March, stabbed 23 times by senators on the date he had been told to fear. Rasputin died December 30th, 1916, age 47. No confirmed grave, originally buried at Tsarskoye Selo, later exhumed and burned. Reportedly wrote to Tsar Nicholas predicting that if he were killed by noblemen, the royal family would be murdered within 2 years. Assassinated by aristocrats, the Romanov family executed by Bolsheviks 18 months later. Anne Frank died February or March 1945, age 15. No known grave, died at Bergen-Belsen. Wrote in her diary on April 11th, 1944, "I know what I want. I have a goal. I have opinions. I have a faith and a love. And if only I could be myself, I would be satisfied. I know that I'm a woman with inner strength and a great deal of courage. Arrested 4 months later, died of typhus in the concentration camp." Steve Jobs died October 5th, 2011, age 56. Buried at Alta Mesa Memorial Park, Palo Alto, California. Told his Stanford commencement address in 2005 that his cancer diagnosis had taught him, "Death is very likely the single best invention of life, and that remembering you are going to die is the best way to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose." Died 6 years later from pancreatic neuroendocrine tumor complications. Freddie Mercury died November 24th, 1991, age 45. Cremated, ashes scattered at an undisclosed location, believed near Lake Geneva. Announced his AIDS diagnosis publicly on November 23rd, saying, "I felt it correct to keep this information private to protect the privacy of those around me." Died the following evening. Only Mary Austin knows where his ashes rest. Johnny Cash died September 12th, 2003, age 71. Buried at Hendersonville Memory Gardens, Hendersonville, Tennessee. His final American recordings albums were saturated with songs about death and mortality, recorded Hurt as a deliberate farewell. Told his son, John Carter, "Cash, I'm ready to go." Died 4 months after his wife, June Carter Cash, the couple buried side by side. Avicii died April 20th, 2018, age 28. Buried at Hedvig Eleonora Churchyard, Östermalm, Stockholm, Sweden. The Swedish DJ, whose real name was Tim Bergling, told friends and documented in the Netflix film true stories that he could not continue, retired from touring in 2016, citing health problems and exhaustion, took his own life in Muscat, Oman. His family said he could not go on any longer and wanted to find peace. James Dean died September 30th, 1955, age 24, buried at Park Cemetery, Fairmount, Indiana. Filmed a public safety advertisement about reckless driving shortly before his death, in which he told the camera, "Take it easy driving, the life you save might be mine," killed when another driver crossed into his lane on a California highway and struck his Porsche 550 Spider head-on.